Introducing the Open Palm Podcast, hosted by Jerome Shaw. Available today on your favorite podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor.fm, and many more. The Open Palm Podcast, where the host engages his listeners with inspirational messages, motivating themes, and thought-provoking ideas. Topics include: make more mistakes, how much is your value, don't get right, get going, learning to let go, excellence is a habit, and more. Binge listen today. Subscribe today. It's getting excellent ratings. That's the Open Palm Podcast, hosted by Jerome Shaw. You can also find it on YouTube. Make sure you share it with your social networks and connect on Twitter and Instagram at Jerome Shaw. That's the Open Palm Podcast with Jerome Shaw. Available today on your favorite podcasting platforms. Go listen, download, and subscribe now.
Today, I went to a Planet Fitness gym here in Austin, Texas. I walked inside this Planet Fitness and I walked up to the counter and I noticed the name tag of the lady at the cashier desk. It said Jamie with a Y, assistant manager. And I asked this lady, I said, "Ma'am, can you please pull up my account?" She said, "No problem." She said, "Do you have a number?" I gave her my information. She pulled up my account for Planet Fitness and she asked, "And what will you be needing to do, sir?" I said, "I would like for you to deactivate this account. I would like for you to please deactivate it completely." She said, "Okay, I can help you with that." She had me sign a document. They sent an email. And after it was all said and done, she looked at me and said, "All right, sir, you're all good." And I said, "It's done? It's canceled? That's it? No more charges?" She said, "No, sir. You are free and clear." I said, "Jamie, right?" She said, "Yeah, that's my name." I said, "Jamie, thank you." And as I held my hands in the prayer position, I thanked her. She said, "Oh, no problem." And I left without another word. You see, this one small interaction should have happened about 2 years ago. About 2 years ago is when I joined the gym here in Austin, Texas. Now, I joined with good intentions, and I joined fully intending to commit to the gym. But as life would have it, I faltered. I gave in to imperfection, or wanting to be perfect, striving to have a perfect record, right? And for some of us, we get into a funk where it's all or nothing. And if we lose a day here or lose a day there, it can drive us into inactivity, where we start to make reasons and excuses for why we aren't getting the job done, for why we aren't accomplishing our goals. And as I fell into procrastination, I stopped going to this gym. But the payments kept going, even in my absence. Before leaving, I was under the impression that I had canceled my membership, but that was not the case. Unfortunately, after I left and went and drove to California, I visited a Planet Fitness, seeing that the charge was still on my card and still reoccurring every month. But at this Planet Fitness, I was met with resistance. Confused, I asked, "What's the problem?" It's Planet Fitness, right? But the gentleman at the counter in California said, "Oh no, you can't cancel here. Oh no, you have to go back. That's right, you have to go back to the gym that you registered with. You must cancel there. You can't cancel with us. You have to cancel where it all began." I said, "You're kidding." Oh, he said, "No, sir. Didn't they tell you? Didn't you read the fine print?" I said, "Oh, no, I don't think I did." Now, whose fault was that, my friend? That's right. It was mine. And when I signed up to this gym, fully intending to go, but faltering, and the charges kept coming, whose fault was that, my friend? Was it their fault? No. That's right. It was mine. So in California, me and the associate of the Planet Fitness, we got on the phone and we gave the Planet Fitness a ring down in Austin, Texas. And they kept us on hold for nearly 45 minutes as I stood there at the counter. Both me and the associate were baffled, bamboozled. We could not understand why we were put on hold so long. Perhaps it was just a busy day. I decided to call on my own, and I was held for even longer. Put through the rigmarole of jumping through hoops, trying to get this thing closed. Even when I went online to the website, I was met with denial. I was met with resistance. But whose fault was that, my friend? Was it the company's fault? No. Once again, the fault rested with me. But it started to grow. This blame festered within me. As the charges kept coming, I went to my bank and asked them, "Can anything be done?" They said, "Sure, Jerome. Let's see what we can do. We've heard claims like this filed about fraud." "Oh, you say that you were under the impression it was canceled? Let's put a freeze on your account. Let's freeze the charges and see if we can't reimburse you the money." Overjoyed I was, my friend. So happy that progress was being made. And as they froze the charges on my account and even reimbursed me a considerable amount, they said, "We only have one requirement of you. We're going to send you something in the mail, and all you have to do is sign it, send it back, and the charges will be lifted. All will be taken care of." "Perfect," I said. "Perfect." And as I rubbed my hands together in anticipation, I walked out of the bank. Days passed, weeks passed, months passed, and I forgot this little interaction because I had not made it important. I had thought that things would be taken care of on their own, without need for my further assistance. But whose fault was that, my friend? Once again, you are correct. The fault was my own. The blame was my own. I misstepped. I took for granted this opportunity, thought that I was getting away scot-free. And as time went on, I got a letter in the mail saying that I had failed to submit the file that I needed to make these claims valid. And so all the money that was reimbursed to me was once again withdrawn from my account, leaving me at a deficit yet again. But whose fault was that, my friend? I see you're catching on to this recurring theme. Yes, the fault was my own. The blame was my own. And so today, finally, I got the opportunity to come back to Austin, Texas, remembering that I do have business to conduct here. And I went back to that lone standing Planet Fitness that was still charging my account. I went inside, had a short conversation, and came out feeling victorious, but knowing all the while that this could have been taken care of 2 years ago. Instead of arguing with the associate, instead of asking for reimbursement, instead of wishing that things were different and regretting my decisions, I took it as a lesson learned, letting me know that accountability is a superpower, for we can always count on ourselves. I may not have been able to count on Planet Fitness, but I could count on myself. I may not have been able to count on my bank, but I could count on myself. Instead of blaming everyone else for my missteps, my mistakes, if I had only taken the responsibility and been accountable for my actions, how many problems would I have solved before they even became problems? For the problem rested with me, my friend. This is my message to you. It has been said that we impress others with our success, but we impact them with our failures. Let this be a lesson to you, knowing that from my missteps, my failures, I would hope it would speak to you and let you know that you may not be able to count on others all the time, but you can always count on yourself. It is a superpower that rests with you. You have it within you. But when you blame others for the things that are up to you to change, you actually relinquish your power. You give them power over you. When the responsibility is your own, and you criticize others, or you say that this person was responsible for me feeling this way, or this person was responsible for me acting this way, or this person was responsible for my misfortune, my friend, you have given up your power. I urge you, don't give up your power. Accept the blame, accept the consequences, accept the decisions, the choices that you have made. It is a lesson that I am still learning, but one that I take to heart with me now, knowing that I always have the power to change. And if I give that power to others, I make it harder on myself. Thank you for listening, my friend. This has been Jerome Shaw on TOP. That is the Open Palm Podcast here in Austin, Texas. The Open Palm means harmony with the world, understanding our place in the world, using our skills accordingly, greeting the world with an open palm instead of a closed fist. I pray that you are encouraged today to take a look at the things that you have blamed others. The decisions that you've made, the choices that you've made are yours alone. But when you give others that power over you by blaming them, it lessens you. Don't relinquish your power. Hold on to it as long as you can. Empower yourself by being accountable. Share this message with a like-minded individual who is learning and growing and becoming their greatest version. Pay it forward today, my friend. And if you resonated and gained value from this episode, then consider supporting it by opening your browser to anchor.fm/jshaw and clicking that little support button there is much appreciated, where even $1 goes a long way to making a difference. Be well, my friend. Be blessed. Be accountable. Be responsible. Be wonderful. Be prosperous and productive. And have a wonderful, blessed day or night wherever you are. Take care. Hey there, my friend. So you've heard about Anchor, but do you know why it's the easiest way to make a podcast? Well, first off, it's free. It allows you to use creation tools that let you record your podcast right from your phone or computer. It also distributes your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more platforms. You can even make money from your podcast with minimum listenership. It's everything you need in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. Can't wait to hear yours. Let's see what you have to offer the world.